A very good evening to you and welcome to the desk here on Global Television. My name is Godwin Sunday. In a move to harness Nigerians' rich cultural heritage for economic growth, the federal government has inaugurated an 8-member Ministerial Committee on African Global Festivals Nigeria, known as AgloFest. The initiative aligns with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, which seeks to diversify economy beyond oil dependence. While inaugurating the committee on Tuesday, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, emphasized that this festival would serve as a platform to unlock Nigerians' cultural potential. And joining me to talk about this whole process is Ambassador Omotosho Ayo, who is the Director of Tourism, Promotion AgloFest, and we're talking about this inauguration process in Nigeria and how it will benefit Nigerians. But first, let me welcome you to the show, Ambassador Omotosho.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, let's delve into the conversation right away. What is AgloFest? What is it all about?
Yeah, AgloFest, as you can see the acronyms, is about African Global Festival. So AgloFest for short, it's about connecting people, in diaspora, the African nations, as much as other, people in Caribbean, Brazil, and the rest of the world, to have a center spot, a center destination, Nigeria, at the same time to explore Nigeria in entirety, in terms of art, culture, our food, our offerings, our beautiful landscape, because, our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in his wisdom, wants to diversify the economy of Nigeria. And before you can renew the hope, you need to diversify. And in doing that, tourism is an instrument. Art and culture is an instrument for you to do that, for you to have, the projected revenue, to increase the GDP of Nigeria. So that is what AgloFest want to, put to the front burner of Destination Nigeria, whereby, just yesterday, we, has been directed all the ministerial, department, to align with this forthcoming festival, which is AgloFest.
All right, so let's talk in terms of the timing for AgloFest. As it stands right now, is the timing right? Knowing fully well that a lot of Nigerians are saying that they want more from the government. Should we be talking about tourism even at this point of our nationwide development?
Yes, this is the right time. There's no better time than now. Tourism is the component of our daily activities. It's about our social well-being. It's about economic promotion. It's about economic prosperity of a country. And all over the world, including the rest of African continent, they are keen to tourism. Don't forget that how can somebody work from January to December? It promotes, one, peace. It also promotes, what I call a good state of mind, happiness. People got to, have to be, happy. And the best way to use that instrument, which is tourism. And so, Mr. President is actually right by, supporting that initiative as promoted by TBYK, okay, and other ministerial working force from the Ministry of Art and Culture and Creative Economy, from the Ministry of Trade and Trade Investment, and also Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Center for Black and Arts and African Civilization, CBAC. So many of them.
Every year the Nigerian police is also a part of it.
Because you cannot do tourism in isolation without security. Even Nigerian immigration, immigration is also part of it.
All right. Omotosho, I asked that question because to a very large extent, if you look at the Nigerian tourism sector, it has become one sector that is not well harnessed and well organized. in terms of the parties that are involved in the tourism sector. And we're saying right now we want to sell out what Nigerians have to the world by inviting people to participate. I'm asking this question for the second time. Shouldn't we be talking about putting our house first in order before talking about exporting what we have? Or should the narrative be that we should give out our house out at this point by talking tourism and exporting tourism without we getting our house intact?
Let me quickly correct that impression.
All right, please go ahead.
That Nigeria, the tourism is not organized. No. Like I said in my previous submission, that tourism is our daily activities, whether we like it or not. People move from point A to point B. People travel from Lagos to Abuja. People move from Lagos to from Calabar to see interesting places, either by business tourism aspect of it, either by adventure tourism aspect of it, either by MICE, meeting, itself, concert and exhibition, either by educational tourism aspect of it. So it's our daily activities, it's our daily exploration. There's no way that we can shy away from it, or we can do as if we don't want to invest or we don't want to diversify through tourism. No. That means we want to operate in isolation, and it's not possible. It has to be a collaborative effort from those ministries that has been inaugurated, and at the same time, the Mr. President, when you look at him himself as an iconic promoter of culture, promoter of peace and unity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So he wants to diversify the economy. That is, tourism is sustainable. All is sustainable. So when tourism is sustainable, for us to elongate life, we need to embrace tourism in all entirety, from the federal government to state government and local government. So we cannot do without having tourism products, having tourism programs, having tourism festivals. Look at what happened just about 3 months ago, just in December. Lagos State plugged into it, and they raked in a lot of millions of dollars, so to say, and other part of the country, which is Calabar. Calabar has become a destination for Calabar. So everybody, which is synonymous to Rio Carnival. So you cannot say that we shouldn't just, do away with tourism. For us to run the government, we need tourism activities to tool, particularly the youth, to curb the youth restrictiveness. We need to engage in youth tourism development. We need to engage the youth, curbing them from all manners of, drug abuse and sensitize them about the development about nations. So the prosperity is about, giving back and promote tourism in all fronts. And that is what Agro Festival, is, projecting come October, to see millions of people coming to Nigeria through to Abuja, to Lagos, and those are the 3 destinations we want to have the festival.
Wait, before you go into marketing at this point,
yes.
Ambassador Omotosho, there is this narrative.
Yes.
Thank God you're the director of AgroFest, and
yes.
Let's talk about this. There's this narrative that most people that are into tourism, mm-hmm. that the tourism space, let's use it like that the tourism space is largely a space that is dominated with fetish practice. That is, people that are into tourism are either diabolic or they are, because they're spiritual, all kind of conversation. But how correct is it to say that tourism is a central stage for spiritualism?
No. It's not about fetish. No. Tourism, like I said to you the other time, it has its classification. There's sport tourism, there's religion tourism. If after the Ramadan, our Muslim brothers and sisters, we journey down to Saudi Arabia, to be, attuned with the religious activities. And don't forget that when they are going, suppose we have about 1 million Nigerians that is visiting Saudi Arabia, and each of them is spending, say, at least $5,000 to $1,000. Calculate it. That's a lot of money for the government of Saudi Arabia. So tourism is not fetish. It's about it's about spiritual development if you want to embrace religious tourism. We have all classification of religious centers in Nigeria. The Redeem is there, Winners is there, all of them are there. It depends the angle you are looking at it. The cultural aspect of it, which is a subset of tourism promotion. What I'm saying is that if people want to visit the Oshun festival, it's not fresh. It depends what you want to see there. As a journalist, I've covered that many years back. And it also promotes the economic activities of Osun State. Now, look at it this way. Sports, tourism, the only tourism aspect that connects, whether you are from the Hausas, whether you are from the Igbos, whether you are from the Yorubas, once you are on that field, you are playing for 90 minutes. So we have the Eagles is dominating, so to say, indomitable lions. So we are doing that. That is sport tourism for you. So people, the practitioners, the players, I'm one of them, and as an authority in the tourism space in Nigeria, it's about, having connected with your mind. And from here, you can journey into any other part of the world through the presentation of your stories.
Well, let's come back again to the conversations around this fetishism that have tend to surround the conversation. Okay, so there's a lot of fear right now that what happened in Festac,
Yes.
Festac 77,
Yes.
of course, you will say it was a tourist attraction, and of course, the celebration of culture, which was a festival of arts, culture, and what have you. But we saw a lot of things that happened in Festac 77. And the fear will now be that if we open Nigerian up on the ground of tourism using the Aglo Fest, won't there be a replica of what happened in Festac 77? And are you sure we can sustain the pace of opening Nigerian up culturally wise, and our culture not being exported, and as such our people not be able to come back to roots again, because our culture has become universally a universal practice all over the world?
Like I said to you, tourism is sustainable. It depends on your belief, your motive, your background. But I tell you, if you are in the street of Brazil, you see all manners of this cultural practice
Exported from Nigeria
Yes.
through using
Yes,
maybe
and they're
Festac 77
And
and
they're
other
making
means,
a lot
and this
of
will not
money.
lead us to a total exploitation of our culture and tradition, and
Yes.
thereby
And they're
depriving us.
making a lot of money from it. Don't forget, for instance, if you see somebody in the street of Abuja now frying akara, which is using palm oil to fry akara, people will look at him as if, or her as if being fetish. No. Naturally, if you fry akara, which is, cake beans, okay, you will enjoy it more than even the groundnut oil. Taking for instance, if you drink palm wine from the natural source, who created that? The same living God. So is it fetish? If you eat bitter cola, is it fetish? It is not. So this has been, over the years, people have seen the cultural significance, the cultural recognition of it. That is why you are now saying you are promoting your culture. Your culture is your DNA, and which is an integral part of tourism promotion. So it depends the angle you are looking at it.
So you're
in
not
my own
afraid.
view-
Yeah, please go ahead.
In my view,
Yeah.
Agrofest, even though it's a reenactment of Festac 77, to consolidate further that, okay, let's have African Global Festival projecting millions of people. In America alone, there are about 40 million black nations there, in America alone, and with primordial, African continent. Okay, now they want to come to Nigeria, and they've traced their ancestry to Nigeria. By the time they are coming, we are going to have what we call a pool of naming ceremony for them. You can have to say your name is now Tunde Babatunde, your name is now BC, your name is this, your name is now Ajoke. These are fascinating things to them. They want to see. They are not coming here to come and see your skyscrapers. They want to come and see your culture. And your culture, you are selling your culture. You are coming here to come and spend your hard-earned money in Nigeria. One, If you are coming here, they are going to lodge in hotels. We are very close to this hotel here, which is the Palms. Per night there is about over 100,000. We have the presidential suite, which is about almost 500,000. Who is it Nigerian that want to stay there? It's the foreigners that want to come and explore that. By the time they are coming for festivals, hotels will be fully booked, transportation, everybody will be, it's like oil to oil the engine, to oil the economic, fabric of the country. So the transportation, the restaurants, everybody is going to connect it. Even the youth will be engaged, naturally, that they're going to have a business summit. There's going to have investment opportunities for all of them. By the time they are coming, they will tell you that, oh, wow, they want to come and invest there. I will tell you a beautiful story. I have a friend who brought, Africa diaspora, in America to eastern part of this country. By the time they are coming, by the time she arrived, she said, oh, she doesn't want to go back to America again. That, she actually loved Nigeria.
Who knows what was our transpired that made her to stay back?
Because she saw...
You sure it's not the love of something else?
Certainly, yes. But she said to that, my friend, that she would like to stay in Nigeria. That, oh, wow, this is... She has heard other part of the story that Nigeria is this, Nigeria is that. But by the time she got here, she saw the beautiful things about Nigeria. And now that she wants to stay in Nigeria, that she doesn't want to go back to America.
Ambassador Omotosho, our time is fast ticking, but let me even ask again,
yes,
even on this desk, for clarity. The SGF has approved and given a nod. That is, by extension, the federal government has given a nod for Agrofest to happen.
Yes.
And it will happen.
It will happen, yes.
So let's even look at the future of Agrofest. Is there a future for it?
Yes.
Or will it be a one-off thing where if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration leaves today, we won't get to see Agrofest, it will die a natural death? Or is there a sustainability plan so that Nigerians can always look up to an Agrofest so that we won't whet our appetite and in the next 5 years, or next 10 years, Agrofest just disappear? Is there a future plan for Agrofest to be sustained even in the long run?
Verily so, there is a future plan for Agrofest, and it's going to be sustainable. Now that the federal government, like I told you the other time, nothing brings in money into your country other than tourism products, tourism activities, events, entertainment, and the rest of it. So, and the federal government has already keen to this, and so we, the organizing committees, as well as other, ministerial committees, we are going to, they already align with this project, and it's going to be an annual event. Every calendar year of our, national, tourism calendar is going to be in there. So we won't have it as a one-off, project. It's going to be an annual event coming 2026, 2027, So
you're saying that one day the president will not wake up, or one organization will wake up and say they don't like the name Agro Fest, and they'll scrap it. No, it has come to stay.
No, it has come to stay, and that is why the federal government has actually endorsed it by forming interministerial committee to project this, so that people will now see it that this is a viable project, this is a viable event. By the time it is being done, which is coming up in October this year, that is the last quarter of the year, you see that, oh, this is sustainable. This is what they can actually work on and build upon every year, every successful year.
Interesting, because right now a lot of viewers out there are trying to get this whole issue in perspective. But yes, even in the first takeoff of give us a preamble of how it's going to be. Is it going to embrace the entire country, or is it going to embrace the entire Africa, or we're going to sideline a particular culture, or it's going to be an integral reintegrating of Nigerian culture, or reinventing Nigerian culture? Give us, how is it going to be?
It's going to be, let me give you the overview
please, go ahead.
Of the Agrofest.
Whet our appetite,
yes,
go ahead.
It's like, our expectation is to drive revenue to to the covers of Nigerian government. At the same time, to generate traffic flow of about 1 million people in diaspora, people from the Brazil, the Caribbean island, as well as other African nations. The mayors, the black mayors of this world, they will come, to align with this event. The ambassadors, the tourism stakeholders, the cultural enthusiasts, the entertainment, the Nollywood community, all of them, are coming to align with this event. The fashionistas, the fashion community, a lot of them, the youth, everybody, including both the government and the private sectors, all of them are major players. And even corporate organizations, they are already aligned, which I don't want to mention their name now because it's too early in the day.
Don't even mention so that we won't charge you. No, it's not because of the mention, it's too early. We will charge you for it because the free advert on your own part.
So it's like I said, it's a platform that is so wide and big for everybody to come into it. And you are welcome, to be part of it as well.
Of course, I am welcome. That's why you're here on this table. Well, at this point, I want to say thank you so much for being a part of the desk.
Thank you.
All right, viewers, will go for a short break. And when we return, more to talk even on the desk. Please stay with us. The show continues in a moment.